story of immigration in Toronto, past and present, is etched in the history of Kensington Market. Since 1900, the market has been the place where immigrants and refugees could find a little compassion and a bit of old European ambience. And in turn, Kensington Market has survived and prospered through difficult times with the spirit of tolerance and free enterprise living on.
There was some talk a few years ago that this market area should be raised for purposes of redevelopment. Happily, the neighborhood resisted that, and I'm awfully glad they did, because this marketplace and this neighborhood served as a background for a television series that I'm personally kind of fond of, and became a big hit for the CBC. I say happily also for perhaps a more profound reason, because this rich and colorful area, which I think is the heart of Toronto, I remember as a kid, it was my home.
Wilkinson Sword has built a good case for a knife that's always sharp. The Wilkinson Sword self-sharpening knife. It's sharp every time you need it, because every time you remove it from the protective case, the built-in sharpener sharpens the stainless steel blade. The Wilkinson Sword self-sharpening knife. Several popular sizes. One will become your favorite knife. Case closed. From Wilkinson Sword.
I want you to meet Nancy. With a little help from her friend, she's our production manager. She gives gallons of milk with thick, rich cream, which the Gailey people churn into smooth, pure, good-tasting butter with a special flavor.
Believe me, nothing tastes quite as good as Gailey butter on hot rolls, oven-fresh bread.
Gailey, quite simply better butter.
Nancy says she and Gailey send you their very best.
Metro Morning. Wake up to the difference. Joe Cote with an inside look at today's issue.
Did you anticipate?
Stan Carew, comprehensive news.
That it's crowded?
Jim Curran, traffic reports for people in a hurry.
Southbound?
Bruce Dobigan with all the sports action.
Oh, the thunderous.
Get the complete story on Metro Morning. Weekdays 5 to 9 on CBC Radio 740. Listen to the difference.
The Minsker Synagogue was founded by a group of Jews from, where else? Minsk. It is the only synagogue left in the market that holds services every day. Mr. Skorezny, the caretaker, arrives faithfully every morning. The congregation has shrunk, but the spirit lives on through the dedication of these men.
Well, when I come in the morning, at 5 o'clock, I open the door, and I come in, I put the lights on, I make coffee, and I prepare things for the service. Then people start coming in about 5:30, 6 o'clock. They start coming in. We have service here 6:45 every morning.
Jewish person came to Toronto. He knew he had to aim for the wards. He would get help. It was probably 90% Jewish. There were several blacks on the Archie Street. There were a couple of Polish people. And it was an ethnic community, but of course my grandfather, who came from Poland, which was Ostrowce, and he was very bilingual. He spoke probably 5 different languages. If he ran into a Ukrainian, he would speak Ukrainian. If he ran into a Pole, he would speak Polish, Russian. He spoke broken English very well. It was difficult getting along with Gentile neighbors at times, yes. If you had to go and get a job, you had to go and make sure it was a Jewish firm. Well, we had numerous free loan societies, and you could borrow X amount of dollars, interest-free, over a period of 2 or 3 years. If you needed an extension, possibly you could go in and arrange it with no problem. And that's how people got along.
So I went and got a job by dresses. I worked for 7 weeks for nothing. to learn the trade. After 7 weeks, it was on July, it was hot. So I called over the boss and I told him, at least give me for a Coca-Cola. So he gave me $3 the 7th week. So I was wearing a vest, and the partner was sitting near me. And I put in the $3 in my pocket here. It comes in the evening, I haven't got the $3 because he was short of money too. So I worked 8 weeks for nothing. I was working for 4 years in the dress trade and I hated it like anything. So I saved up $300 and I took a partner, he had $200. We started a business on Bowden Street, second-hand clothing. It was 10 cents a dress, 25 cents a jacket. And little by little, I worked up myself. All the Jewish people, they used to come here, you know, to buy. For Saturday, Friday, they used to shop here. It was very nice. I used to come down more often. But little by little, I stayed away. But still on Saturday, I come down to the services. And we're trying the best.
It's really in your blood. If you've grown up in a certain area, and every once in a while you say, I'd like to go and see how the old house looks, what happened to the neighborhood, and I drive along the RC or Huron or Baldwin, and you look up at the street plates and they're English and Chinese. When I was growing up, they were never English and Jewish. A lot of people couldn't read English. They should have learned.
Stores like this one, and there are many throughout the marketplace, carry on the old tradition of selling first and second-hand goods, clothes, for bargain prices. Bargaining is what the marketplace is all about.
When people come into our store, they can go out with garbage, but if they can use their minds, if they can think, if they can look, and they know what quality is, they can find incredible bargains. And we don't pick out the little gems and mark them up. What I like to say to people is even our prices are nostalgic. The people in the market act as a community. They really do. If something happens here, if somebody needs help, everybody helps. If somebody is in trouble, everybody knows about it right away, and everybody acts. It's a very tight community, and the nice thing about it is that these are people from all over the world. I'd say over half of the people that own businesses in Kensington Market live right in the area, or even in their own buildings that they have the stores in.
Do you think it's me, though?
The market was a place where you could buy a house in 1975 for between $20,000 and $30,000, which is a bargain in Toronto. And big money has found the market. A lot of Hong Kong money is coming in, and that's the most visible money that's working here. And we don't really know what's going to happen in the market. Houses that were worth $25,000 are now worth $65,000, $75,000, $85,000. And we've bought a few properties in the area with the idea of just protecting the area. And we've rented them out to people that work in the area. They're friends of ours. And it's working really well.
The exteriors of the houses look much the same as they always did, but behind the doors are some surprising interiors. Lynn Frankel and Bern Walter found a gem of a townhouse.
Living in the city sometimes can be confining, and we wanted some space. And so within the house, there was this built-in space that when you're here, it's nice and quiet, and with the high ceilings and the open skylight, it was open and airy, and we could breathe within the city. to have a very special time at the end of the day together, where we go in to do our shopping. And it's very European style, which we like. So every day our food is fresh, and there's a nice quality where the merchants, you know, have given us by telling us which is the best vegetable today, or, you know, those grapes aren't that great, why don't you buy the cherries today, that sort of thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Many of the store owners are descendants of the first shopkeepers. The Daters have operated this creamery for 3 generations. Although they have other branches, this is Renee Dater's favorite store.
My in-laws lived in the store. They sat and entertained in the store. There was a one-to-one with the customers, and there was a social way of life. We don't have that today. So some of these very old people still come down and they do their shopping, and we keep very friendly.
I've got larger, but not in this kind.
This will the same.
Okay.
No,
All
plain.
the same to you?
Plain,
All
right?
the same to me. You want plain?
Plain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This one.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wheat white. And give me, we don't take large anymore, right?
Well, Renee Dater's parents and her in-law still worked at the creamery, and long after I moved away, the market population changed. The gardens that once held peddlers' carts now hold Madonnas. Some synagogues became community centers. The house fronts were painted Mediterranean blues and pinks. The Portuguese who came here in the early 60s breathed a new life into the market, as well as the ever-growing population of West Indians, East Indians, Chinese, Vietnamese, along with all those who have rediscovered the neighborhood, making Kensington the cultural microcosm of what this city has become.
Toronto, full of great entertainment, and it's all on the TTC.
We got shows to see, our symphony, art and ice, even winter's nice, a museum grand, dancing to a band. We've got sights to see, all on the TTC. We've got movie screens, our hockey team, a castle on a hill and skating trails, stars galore, nights out and more. We've got stars to see, all on the TTC.
Toronto's Entertainment Network.
A different frontier. Not up in space, but 3 miles below the surface. Searching for something few can find. Because of their continuous advances in exploration technology, Shell Canada has long been this country's leading producer of natural gas. Shell Canada, putting technology and people to work.
When the weather outside is frightful, a Honda snow thrower from Cycle World is quite delightful. At Cycle World, you can save on Honda snow throwers. So come on, start one up and go. Let it throw, let it throw, let it throw. The Honda snow thrower from Cycle World, for people who don't dig snow.
My family have been making quality chocolates in Canada since 1872. These are our very best. Delecto. 21 deliciously different centers, thick with chocolate. There are 8 chocolate nuts in Delecto, nougats, caramels, and cherries. We still hand dip the almonds. Take it from one who knows chocolates. Give our best this Christmas. They might cost a little more, but they're worth it. Look for the gold coat, Ganong Delecto.
The explosion of cultural talents has resulted in 2 neighborhood carnivals in Kensington.
This is the perfect place to have live entertainment on the streets, because it's already like a big circus in itself because of the characters and just the atmosphere around.
The Kensington Carnival was a group effort initiated by some local artists. One of its originators is Ida Carnevale, an actress, a writer, and a clown.
I used to go in the streets in the market and I would say, I'm going to do a carnival here. And they would giggle. They said, oh, you never get the support from the market. And that proved to be wrong. Last year, the merchants gave us a lot of donations, prizes, and food, so that during Kensington Market we can give free food away, which doesn't used to happen in the 60s, but this is to, you know, happening now at Kensington Carnival. I'm making a pair of wings for a bird that I will wear in the parade. And the wings I'm making are going to be huge, and they're going to span, I guess, about 6 feet each side. And I'll be flying around in the parade. What would life be without a circus?
Sancy Tropical Foods are purveyors of the freshest tropical foods all year round.
Well, my family's been here since like 1914, and they've had the store here since 29. My grandfather built this place in 29. So they had a wholesale retail banana company. And just over the years, it sort of drifted into more tropical things, and before you know it, you've got like 12 kinds of mangoes and, you know, 6 kinds of potatoes and all kinds of exotic things. The place next door, our main competition, he's Portuguese and Guyanese, and I'm Italian and Maltese, and there's a Lebanese fella around the corner, and we've got West Indians and Africans, and, you know, just about everybody gets into it.
The commitment to providing the freshest and the best seafood is why the boat restaurant is a success. Gabriel de Freitas is a partner in the restaurant. He has a choice daily of fresh shellfish from the Atlantic or fish flown in twice a week from the Azores by the local Portuguese fishmongers. And all of this is just steps away from the restaurant. Customers from all over the city are gravitating towards the market restaurants, in this case, a slice of Lisbon in the midst of downtown Toronto.
Oh my goodness. Very young radical.
Oh, I don't know.
That looks magnificent.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you very much. Maybe you could explain just what's in here a little bit.
Oh, we have a variety of seafood. There's some lobster and prawns and sugar broiled, Dungeness crab and mussels and clams with garlic and butter sauce for you to enjoy.
Ray Davidson owns and operates the Kensington Patty Palace, one of the most popular bakeries in the market. It is a home of some of the tastiest treats in town.
Kensington is a good area for the West Indian crowd. Due to the fish market, you find the West Indians eat a lot of fish, and they all migrate into this area to buy their fish. So it was a natural, because fish and bread go very well together. At Kensington Patty Palace, we sell quite a variety of West Indian products. The main one would be patties, the beef patties. We sell a specialized type of bread, which is called a hardo bread. Most of the air is expelled, and you find it's a very solid loaf. But we have quite a bit of Africans coming in now, and a lot of Canadians are coming in every year we find that we get quite a bit more patronage from the local people. So we are growing slowly but surely.
Good food, music, conversation, and an exotic tropical drink bring loyal customers back to Tiger's Coconut Grove.
Whoops, I almost. Taste it, taste it, taste it. See if you like it. All right. Yeah, from last year. Yes, I'm Tiger Armstrong from Kingston, Jamaica. I came here 40 years ago. And I'll bring you full offers later for you, okay? Okay. Yes, so I went to this restaurant to buy a pina colada that I thought was a pina colada and found that they were imposters. So I decided, well, it's about time that I offer the Canadian people the real colada, which is now called Tiger's Colada because of its mixture. I wouldn't call it pina colada because there's a vast difference between the pina colada that they're selling here and the Tiger's Colada that I sell in this Tiger's establishment.
The newest group of people to open business in the market are the Vietnamese. And like the many groups before them, they add yet another dimension to the commercial and cultural life of the neighborhood. William and Tam Pham have opened Quoc Tay.
The atmosphere is very friendly and very close, you know, and especially in our country we have some market like this. So people could pick up things and beat the price and, you know, joking around, something like that. So when we came over here, it feel like a home. That's why we take this business.
First of all, you see, people here is very friendly, and we know each other very well. You know, we help each other. I think there's a mixed culture in here. There's different kind of people: Vietnamese, Portuguese, or Hungary, or you know, all Hungarian, all kind of people in this place here. And if we deal with each other every day, you know, therefore we have to be establish our relationship and trust, you know. We have to trust each other, or we like each other. If we don't like each other, how can we do business with each other, you know? Therefore, I think that the friendship or the discrimination doesn't exist anymore in this place. Maybe it existed outside the market, but I don't think it's inside the market.
This afternoon you're going to see some things that are very strange, very bizarre, and very mysterious. The Queen of the Golden West, Miss Staggering Beauty. Can we have a hand for Staggering Beauty, please? Miss Staggering Beauty, ladies and gentlemen, the Wonder Award. Thank you very much. Very beautiful.
You know, everyone who's ever lived here or worked here has made a contribution to this neighborhood, just as the people who live here and work here today do. Because Kensington, as a community, this marketplace, this neighborhood, is a celebration of spirit that unites us all. I'm glad to be part of it.